The following podcast is intended for mature audiences. If you enjoy our work, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow the links in the description. Thanks for your support, and enjoy.
Greetings and salutations, listener. It is I, Eric J. Chucky, joined, as always, by my cosplay duo partner. If we ever dressed up as anything other than Halloween costumes on occasion, it would probably include Brandy as well, so we're part of a trio, the boy.
No, I'm sorry. You didn't manage to pull that one out of the way. Hey.
We've done it before, though. We've done group costumes. They were pretty good.
Yeah, they were.
Remember when you were the king in the north?
I was the king in the north.
This is the Two Nerds Podcast. Tonight we're talking about Battleground, the greatest WWE pay-per-view. There is a Punjabi cage match. They brought back the Great Khali, and that, I guess, is worth celebrating.
Look, we're here to talk about San Diego Comic-Con because wrestling is currently going through an extraordinarily shit period. So, we're going to talk about good nerd shit that makes us happy instead, because the Two Nerds Podcast is a happy place.
Yeah! I got General Tso's chicken.
He does. Be prepared to hear chewing noises.
No, the fork's really loud. I can eat it cold. It's actually really good. I bought it at the cheap store, but I put some spices on it.
Nice.
That's the trick, listener. You buy shit at the cheap store, put spices on it.
Nice. So, we got a list here of all the stuff that we wanted to cover in, from San Diego Comic-Con.
I had no idea where you're going with that. So
I completely lost track. You know, we watched all that stuff, and some of it is, at least one thing isn't on here. You made this list, and it wasn't on here.
Okay, well, let's start with that, since you're remembering it.
Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I think I put it on there, and then I accidentally typed over it.
Yeah, it's a book I've read, and it was okay.
It's a book I've read. You want me to dance on that? Good for you, buddy. It's an audio medium. You can't see me dancing, but it's pretty good.
No, it's just, it was an okay book. It was fun. It wasn't high literature, but it was fun. The references were cool, and the storyline was interesting.
So it's like I wrote it.
No, it wasn't quite that good.
My books are available in the description if you want to click through, and you can donate to the Patreon, like, comment, subscribe. Go on.
So they're making a movie out of it, and the interesting thing is it's basically a movie about a kid who lives in the future who's in a virtual reality world designed by an old guy who is obsessed with 80s shit. So he's obsessed with 80s shit because of plot reasons. And so it requires a lot of 80s references. A lot of 80s and I guess at least a couple 90s references because people have added to the world since its inception. Because the Iron Giant was in there, and that's not an 80s movie.
Technically, it's actually a really old book.
Right, but
But it was for the guy from the movie.
Yeah. The thing is, a lot of the stuff in there is not Warner Brothers related. And this is one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up. Warner Brothers is making the movie, but a lot of the stuff in the book isn't Warner Brothers related. Like, the final battle is a battle between a bunch of Gundams and Ultraman and Mechagodzilla and
alright, if I go to see this movie and there's Gundams and Ultraman and Mechagodzilla, I'm going to be a little more, especially about that Ultraman.
Mechagodzilla is being piloted by the big bad, and Ultraman and a bunch of Gundams from different series and other giant fighting robots team up to fight Mechagodzilla. And it's really it's the exact sort of crazy bullshit that you want from a virtual reality, world of imagination. And Steven Spielberg has said, I can't confirm this, I can't give you the link, but I read about it somewhere. He said that he wants to make sure there is none. He wants to try and stick as close to the books as possible. So he's trying to get deals done to make sure that the references are there when they need to be, even if they're not Warner Brothers content. And he's Steven fucking Spielberg, so he'll probably pull it off.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, you'd need Steven Spielberg money to do that. Wait.
I mean, Deadpool's already in it.
Oh, that's cool.
He was in the trailer there.
I didn't know.
And Deathstroke.
There's a lot of shit in there.
Deadpool and Deathstroke. And I'm very happy about that, and I'm hoping. I mean, if they have to go, non-officially licensed product for the other ones, I'll understand. But if he can get them, if he can get like the main character, new Cyclops, whatever his actual name is, to like be able to point and go, holy shit, he's in a Mechagodzilla at some point. I'm gonna like this. I'm gonna like this movie.
Lego Batman, of all movies, actually did something similar. They had a bunch of Daleks and called them evil British robots. Ask your nerd friends.
Ask your nerd friends.
And I guess that was good enough that they could have Daleks in there and making the noises and everything, and not have to pay fees. I guess, I don't know, but they had all kinds of shit in there. So I mean, yeah, if the movie's big enough, fuck it.
I hope, even if it's just cameos. I mean, you got a Freddy cameo that was pretty.
Yeah,
cool.
that was sick. I saw him.
It's mostly just fucking. You know how if you were a kid and you were rich and you had a bunch of toys, from like different pantheons and you just smash them together. If you filmed that and somehow made it an amazing high budget action movie from the year 2017, that's what Ready Player One's gonna end up being.
Again, kind of like the Lego Batman movie.
Yeah, but not done with.
Hopefully the whole script isn't just this tongue-in-cheek, boy, Batman sure has some issues, huh?
Yeah, basically.
If you get there and watch the movie and it's like, wow, this kid sure has some issues similar to Batman, I'm gonna watch you vibrate out of existence with rage.
I will gain the Flash's powers. I will access the Speed Force, go back in time, and punch Steven Spielberg in the dick.
He'll go, ow, I understand. Go before anyone else shows up, though. There's a long line, buddy.
Oh, but I wanted to bring that up because it was a fun thing. Let's go with the list.
Well, you know what? Actually, you mentioned it, so let's talk about it. The Flash movie that's coming out. It's called Flashpoint.
See, he's doing this thing where he's smiling, and like he's smiling in that way that's intended to be ha 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 ha.
I mean, I'm not, though. It sounds. I hate Flashpoint also. This is going to be stupid.
It's going to be garbage. Flashpoint sucks. Fight me, nerds.
Don't fight him.
No, fight me. In the street. I will fight you about this. I'm not even joking. Flashpoint sucks.
Don't fight him outside our house. You don't know where we live.
No.
If you do, send me money. Don't.
Come at me, Scrub Lord. I'm ripped.
Bring your wallet.
I'll
sign something. I'll sign the boy's corpse.
Flashpoint sucks. Flashpoint sucks. It's a bad thing, and it's responsible for the worst thing to happen to DC Comics in 30 years. Fight me.
No, I mean, I agree. 110%. This is stupid as shit. I don't really want to fight you over it. I don't know, other shit to do, but yeah. Maybe they're just using the name. Maybe it'll be like Civil War and not actually be Civil War, and not actually be Flashpoint. Maybe it won't be. On good DC news, we got a Justice League trailer.
Yeah, it was actually fun. It wasn't. I actually liked the trailer before this, whichever trailer that counts as. They released so many. The one where Aquaman said, "Just like a bat." I dig it. That one, whichever one that is, I liked that one more than this one, but this one was also good.
I told the boy this. I'll tell you this. This movie will get my 100% endorsement if it contains Granny Goodness for at least 5 seconds.
Preferably while saying her own name.
Yeah, so long as she has a line, preferably her own name. I might have to dock the plus if it's not her own name. Otherwise, it looks a lot of great casting.
It doesn't look objectionable. Aquaman looks good.
Aquaman looks good. Cyborg looks great. I mean, he's the serious Cyborg, but that's fine.
I'm never gonna like serious Cyborg as much as Cyborg, who's at least having kind of a good time.
Well, maybe that's his storyline. Maybe he's like, no, we have to take this Justice League shit seriously. And then at the end, he like saves the day, and he can't believe it, and he's so happy, and he goes, "Booyah!" And you're like, "Yeah!"
I might. If he booyahs, I might stand. Like, that might get me out of my chair in the theater.
And J.K. Simmons is good in everything he does.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons is a national treasure.
Yeah, like that was the plot of the third movie that they never got to release. Is that Nicolas Cage was looking for J.K. Simmons?
And then he found him, because J.K. Simmons is just a guy.
Yeah, he just lives in his house.
It was a weird movie. But like most of Nicolas Cage's later movies, interesting, at least.
Shit. So, moving from DC to Marvel, we both saw the Inhumans trailers.
Didn't really blow my skirt up. I'm gonna be honest. Didn't light the world on fire for me. I don't dislike this casting of Black Bolt, but I also don't necessarily know that I like this casting of Black Bolt. And like, of all the Inhuman royal family, he's the only one I really give a shit about, because he's the only one I know much about, to be perfectly honest.
What the fuck is his name? The evil one.
Yeah, Ramsay Bolton.
Yeah, that's good. That's what
Yeah,
you do with
I
one
mean,
of those.
I want a schemy, shitty, evil guy that everyone will just inherently hate. Why don't we make him the guy who everyone has grown to fucking despise over the last 5 years? Who they hate looking at his stupid asshole face because he's literally the worst.
Except for select members of this household, myself included, who will be pleased to see him like an old friend. And now
yes.
I might actually like this character.
Oh yes, you did that bad thing to that person I dislike. Excellent.
Yeah, you made him a better person. He's like a motivational speaker.
No.
Lockjaw looks neat.
Yeah, I mean Lockjaw looks
Medusa looks cool.
He looks like Lockjaw. That's cool.
Yeah. I don't know. It could be good. It could be bad. It could be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where it's not bad enough for me to hate it, but not good enough for me to watch it. I don't know. Now, the Defenders, on the other hand, looks pretty fucking good.
Pretty fucking good.
Yup.
Like, it's look. The only thing I was ever concerned about was, oh god, Iron Fist is gonna be in with the rest of them, and he might poison it. But
not done by the same dude.
yeah. Speaking of, side note, that motherfucker got fired. Iron Fist season 2 one, it's getting a season 2. 2, it's got a new showrunner. And if you go back and listen to the Iron Fist podcast, you can understand why we're both pretty fucking psyched about that.
Speaking of old podcasts, if you go back and listen to Luke Cage podcast, Luke Cage got a season 2. I was reading up on some details about it. Mm-hmm. It might be a werewolf.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, sure.
I'm
okay.
so down.
Fucking Luke Cage is great. Luke Cage, this whole thing looks fucking great. It looks like exactly what I wanted from the Defenders. And also, I just realized the Defenders has way more build-up than the Avengers did.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I mean, if you just talk about sheer screen time, it's got something along the lines of, like, what, there were like 4 Marvel movies before the Avengers. There was the Hulk movie with Ed Norton. There was Iron Man 1, Iron Man 2, Thor,
and Cap.
So 5. That's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 hours. That's not even a whole Netflix series.
Even if it was 3 hours each, that's what?
That's one Netflix series.
Yeah. So there's a lot of detail and character going into this.
This has been a fucking slow burn ass build, and I am excited for it.
It's good to see them quipping off of each other. It's good to see the Ninja Turtles party roles established.
Yeah, I like that Jessica's the Raphael. That's pretty great. Because she would be. That fits.
It looks good. It looks like it's going to kick a lot of ass. Like, just be a lot of energy and stuff.
Danny's the Leo.
I think maybe Daredevil might be the Leo.
No, like Daredevil's is like a weird Leo Raph hybrid.
I think they're all Raphael.
Yeah, they've all. Well, no, not Danny.
He's like Michelangelo Raphael.
Yeah,
it doesn't even make any sense.
He's Michelangelo Leonardo. And the Donatello is Stick.
Yeah. Nah, dude, he's Splinter. What the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
He's angry old man.
The Donatello's Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, there you go. Speaking of which, somebody mentioned they might be doing Misty Knight and fuck is her name?
Colleen Wing.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Look, you've done stupid plot things with Colleen Wing, but it's not too late.
I mean, the character's still fine.
You can do an author saving throw on this. I believe you. I believe in you, season 2 showrunner, whoever you may be. Dude. I believe in you. Give me a good Iron Fist series, and I will give you all the monies.
In our typical Netflix subscription.
Yeah, which, I mean, to be fair, Netflix, look, it's this and stand-up specials, my dude. You're losing a lot of the movies that I give a shit about, so fucking do not let the Marvel license go.
Hey, man, they got Castlevania.
They do.
Check out our Castlevania podcast.
Castlevania 2.
There were a couple teasers for the Punisher series. I'm psyched.
Yeah, I mean, it exists, and fucking Punisher's good in it. He's so good. I stopped referring to him by his Walking Dead name. He's the Punisher now. He's Frank.
Now, I disagree. I don't think he's, like, perfect casting.
He's not perfect casting for, like, comics Frank, but he fits that universe perfectly.
Let's keep rolling on the Marvel train here.
Okay.
With Thor Ragnarok, we got a second trailer for that.
This might end up being my favorite movie this year.
It looks fun. I mean, I don't know, man. Guardians, but this looks fun.
Guardians is really good. I don't know that Thor Ragnarok will have the same heart that Guardians had.
Yeah.
But it might end up being my favorite overall movie just because it's got... Oh, man, there's so much. I could go on at length about how much I liked about that trailer.
Yeah, there's a lot of great shit in there that I'm psyched to see. You know, I don't usually watch trailers. Obviously, this was an exception. We watched a whole bunch of them. But,
I mean, it was San Diego Comic-Con with a bunch of fucking trailers this year. And then a bunch of footage for shit that we'd have to find leaked. And
they were extra tight about snapping that up this time. Last year, we could find leaked footage.
I saw one screenshot of Thanos. That's it.
Yeah. I know that the Darkwing Duck is going to be in the new DuckTales show. And that makes me very excited because I like Darkwing Duck. But I couldn't find the little trailer bit for the life of me.
Negaduck.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. You remember that episode when he went to the Negaverse and all the villains were there and they thought he was Negaduck? And they were like, we really like the purple better. You know, it makes more sense than the bright yellow.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, Darkwing Duck is cool. Also, the DuckTales thing looks really good.
Yeah, it's fun. I watched a little trailer for it. Great voices. I like the updating of the characters.
David Tennant's solid casting. Hey, he gets to do his actual accent for once.
Yeah. He's actually hamming it up a little bit.
I mean, that might be why he took the job.
Maybe. For the first time in my life.
For the first time in my entire life, I get to do my real accent.
That's nice.
It's just nice to be able to relax, really.
Yeah.
So, next thing on the list?
Yeah, let's go back to the top of the list here, because we had a list, but we've been going all over the place for it. Bright. And I think, much like Ready Player One, you should lead us off on this.
Bright is a project I've been looking into for a long time, actually. I've probably mentioned this a couple times on the podcast. I don't really keep track. I'm actually a huge fan of a specific screenwriter, Max Landis. He wrote, and this is not a joke, when I was a teenager, he was 17 at the time, so it was a long time ago, he wrote a fan fiction about the Shocker, the Spider-Man villain, and it's one of my favorite fan fictions of all time. It's just a fanfic author, right?
I can actually legit confirm this. You told me about it at length, and like over a period of several days would talk to me about how cool it was. You'd read a couple of scenes to me, and it did sound really interesting. I can't read. Carry on.
And then there was this, I forget which movie it was, but there was a movie that I watched, and I really liked it. And I looked up stuff about it, and I saw it was written by John Landis' kid. So I looked up, him, and it was like, oh, no, I'm wrong. The specific movie was Wrestling Isn't Wrestling.
Oh my god, yeah, that Wrestling Isn't Wrestling thing, that was amazing.
Wrestling Isn't Wrestling is a YouTube video that Max put onto his YouTube channel. I'm actually going to straight up plug it. It's called Up to My Knees. It's really great. And
I recommend it as well.
It's 35 minutes, and it was great, so I wanted to look up who did it, because I wanted to find them on YouTube and subscribe. Found out it was Max Landis. Found out he was John Landis' kid. And then found out he wrote The Shocker legit. And I fucking just, like, you remember, you were there, and I was
there.
I was like, it's like, if I were to find out someone I went to high school with was secretly going to be like the new second Captain America, it would just be such, It would be such a flabbergasting moment. This random fanfic author I like, who wrote one fanfic that I really liked a long time ago and like nothing else, made this amazing wrestling thing that I like. And then I find out he's a really prolific screenwriter, and by really prolific, I mean really goddamn prolific. And then, after many projects of his, I watched a lot of his movies. I think we've talked about his movies before. I've read a couple of his scripts, a lot, basically the ones for the movies I've watched. Then I find out about Bright. He sold Bright to Netflix. It's one of the most expensive screenplays ever written. It was a spec script and then he sold it to them, and then so I've been watching it since then. David Ayer, the guy who's directing and running it now, the guy who basically made the movie, rewrote the whole script. Like, from what I understand, it was a top-to-bottom tone pass. Like, it didn't change much of a lot of the plot, but it changed the tone and a lot of different stuff about, like, details.
Which happens a lot in screenwriting.
Yeah.
Just most people don't talk about it.
It's one of the reasons Max says you basically, he never really accepts criticism of his scripts based on the movies that came out of them, because film is such a cooperative and layered medium that you can't judge a script on anything but the script itself.
Interestingly enough, you know where I first learned about that? It was a USA TV movie called Cabin by the Lake, starring Judd Hirsch. Is that the right one?
And like the script was just way different.
No, he was a screenwriter. And like in Stephen King fashion, the character had a lot of,
things about
exposing things about screenwriting.
And so, speaking of, I haven't watched the new Power Rangers movie. Max originally was the one who wrote that, and they fired him because they didn't give him the movie. He didn't give them the movie Chronicle, which he also wrote, which is what they wanted. So then they hired someone else to write Chronicle again. But Max said that he loved the rewrite, but it was like reading something he wrote from a different dimension.
Judd Nelson, not Judd Hirsch, I'm sorry. Which was an interesting corollary because, the Breakfast Club.
Right.
So.
That is actually very interesting.
Just happened to realize that.
It's like 10,000 words to do a very simple explanation. I've been waiting for Bright for a long time, and it actually looks really interesting. Will Smith is playing a cop in L.A. in like a modern fantasy setting. It's a modern supernatural fantasy setting. He gets an orc partner, and like they're taking some real pot shots at some heavy political material that we don't normally cover on the Two Nerds podcast. So I don't know how much detail we want to go into.
Listener, if this sounds interesting, this gritty modern fantasy, I think there may be a book series for you in the description of this very podcast. Click.
You know what? And I told a really long story about nothing to do with the movie. You did a full-on, Jay Sherman buy my book, and it was great. I don't think we really want to comment much on the movie itself. It looks interesting.
I kind of dug the trailer. I thought it looked interesting too.
It looks fun, also. Which is important.
Like, it's not like I was like, oh, this is going to cover some issues that I want to be covered. It wasn't like that. It was just like, oh, okay, this plot looks okay, and I would watch this.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to watch it. It's going to be fun as fuck.
It's just a movie. It's not like it's a fucking 14-episode series, so small investment, whatever. Speaking of small investment, Pacific Rim 2 teaser went up.
It was John Boyega was in it for a second. Gypsy Danger was in it for a second. And most of it was GLaDOS for some reason.
The CGI didn't look as good. And I get that it was like a, join the army fucking...
Yeah, it's clearly like an in-universe propaganda video.
What was that fucking movie? I love that movie, but I can't remember the name of it right now with the bugs.
Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers. It was like fucking Starship Troopers, but for, Jaegers.
Also, there was a nice little pot shot at superhero movies in there that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
You know what? They're not always great, but a little dig here and there, friendly competition sort of thing. I like it.
Speaking of Guillermo del Toro, this had shit to do with ComicCon as far as I'm aware. My wife watched a trailer for a movie the other night called The Shape of Water. And I asked her what she was watching, and she said The Shape of Water. And Boy and I made stupid comments, and she was like, no, it actually looks cool. You might check out the trailer. It popped up on Reddit, I was just randomly searching through the, what the fuck is going on today on Reddit. It looks good. Like, mute lady falls in love with fishman, eldritch horror ensues.
I mean, it's Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah. Like,
eldritch horror ensues is sort of
man,
implied.
What the fuck is that guy's name? The Zod. I'm almost positive it was Zod.
Oh!
Too.
Ooh.
I love him in everything. He has never been bad. I think my favorite role he did so far was The Runaways. Was that it? It was about...
yeah, where he played their manager.
Yeah.
He's just a good fucking actor.
He's fucking amazing. Michael something. He's great.
Shannon?
Yes. Yeah. So Pacific Rim 2 trailer didn't give us much, and it didn't look...
GLaDOS was in it.
Yeah, GLaDOS was in it.
That's just a weird... Like, I keep mentioning it because I don't fucking expect it.
We saw a trailer with GLaDOS. We saw a trailer with fucking Cave Johnson.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's coming together.
Valve, Gay Ben, his fingers are in every pie.
Yeah, and neither of them were the number 3, so...
I mean, yeah, that is the forbidden number.
Excusez-moi, listener. So, back to DC for a hot second. Krypton is getting a series in 2018 on Sci-Fi.
Krypton, it's...
The planet, I guess.
Yeah, like, from what I understand, it's probably just like... Hey, you know how everyone, like, even the people who hated Man of Steel love the Krypton segment? Why don't we just do that? But, like, with a sci-fi budget.
Somewhere my soul goes, no, probably not. I don't know, it might be good. The
There
details,
probably won't be as many cool dragonfly mounts or whatever.
I just want to see a bunch of people yelling at Michael Shannon, fuck.
You just want to see a bunch of people yelling at Michael Shannon?
Yeah, and him yelling back.
I will find him!
It's all his neck veins getting all mad.
It looks okay. Brainiac's gonna be in it. That's cool. That's, classic sort of thing. Doomsday's gonna be in it, which is great. That's,
Yeah.
doesn't really make a whole lot of sense in the setting. But
maybe it's a prequel.
Well, I mean...
Oh, no, yeah, because they...
Well, it might be based on the TV series, like Supergirl.
True. It might have a continuity disconnected from DC Europe.
Yeah, so, because most of the TV series do.
Yeah, that's
and then
true,
they
because
cross
there's
over.
2 different Flashes.
We could see, the CW Flash show up on this Krypton in time travel mode, because, I mean, he's the fucking Flash. And then...
that show has kind of gotten to that point where they're doing that, fuck, it's the Flash kind of shit, but...
Yeah, they did Flashpoint.
After all this time, I think they finally earned it. It's still stupid, but at least you earned it, and that's not what you're starting with.
Yeah, I mean, look, you did Flashpoint, too, and I hated it there, too. Flashpoint is bad. And then, this is something we wanted to specifically note, Hawkwoman?
Hawkwoman.
Oh,
what if we get Cthulhu?
Oh, you know what? If Cthulhu's there, Hawkwoman's worth it.
Yeah. Get Rob Zombie on the horn. Best complacent god ever.
You seemed okay with it at the time. Oh. I mean, I guess she is an alien, sort of, so it makes sense, but at the same time... What?
At the same time, who gives a shit about the Hawk people is kind of where I'm sitting.
Yeah, also that.
I know there's diehard fans out there. I'm not one of them.
Yeah,
this is my podcast.
This isn't like Flashpoint. I won't fight you on this. If you love Hawkwoman, go.
I like Birdman, so I don't really have much room to talk. And I mean the Hanna-Barbera character Birdman.
Harvey Birdman.
No, well, yeah,
Attorney
but
at law.
separate from they're different. Anyway, let's just move on before this becomes white bitches about Hanna-Barbera cartoons. The podcast. Last thing we're going to talk about today, unless there was any cleanup we have to do at the end where we just sort of ramble. You guys have heard the podcast before. Is The Gifted. Now, this is a series I saw a trailer for. I get to lead off this time. About a month or two ago. Around the time I saw the trailer for Black Lightning, which looks sick.
Yeah, Black Lightning looks sick. That's just facts.
And it went on for a while before I even realized what it was. Because it didn't lead with, this is a Marvel series and, mutants, like this trailer did. it was just like, oh man, these people are in trouble. Oh, okay, it's kind of like a superhero-y X-Men-y kind of thing. I like that. Oh, it's like, from what I understand, set after the current line of X movies.
Yeah, like, well, currently in the current line of X movies, we've gotten to the 80s. So, like, in the current new, post-reset continuity.
Yeah.
So we've gotten to the 80s. And then Logan, which is its own thing, out of continuity. Shut up. It's a comic book what-if story. Leave it alone.
Here I shrug.
So, this is set in modern day, and apparently the X-Men aren't really, like, a known thing anymore.
People know about them, but they've gone to ground.
We don't know if they exist, is one of the
Yeah.
lines. So, with that in mind, the series is about what mutants do now. It's essentially the Runaways.
Yeah, but with they're like
But like good though.
early 2000s X-Men characters that were really popular at that time.
Yeah, I mean, you got a fucking Lyncher in there. That's never going to end well for anyone.
Yeah, but Blink's there too, and I know some people who are going to be just ecstatic about that. Oh, I didn't mean to make the pun, but if you made an ecstatic show, I would not argue.
I mean, it's bound to... They're making a new Mutants.
Yeah, give me some dupe. That's what I want.
Don't do that. Don't.
Dupe is great.
Don't. Stop.
Anyway, it's got what the fuck is that guy's name? Bill Compton.
Bill Compton.
It's got Bill Compton in it from the Sookie Stackhouse show. Man, I'm good with names tonight. True Blood.
I don't know that actor's name.
Somewhere upstairs, my wife is vibrating with fury at me.
I do not know that actor's name. I'm trying to pull it up.
Pretty sure it's like Comp Billingsworth. Vampire broody face. Anyway,
it's good casting.
Part of the storyline is very similar to the horn-rimmed glasses man and his daughter from Heroes.
Yeah, I mean,
and I loved that. That was like my favorite part of Heroes. So.
And it's also characters that fill the character is a character that fills that slot in the comics too.
Yeah.
Just excellent work.
Yeah, and I'm really intrigued to see where it goes. It looks good, and Fox has always done series really well. So like taking mutants as a property and putting them into a dramatic series through Fox is probably the smartest fucking thing they've done with it since they got the property.
And for all I don't give a fuck about the X-Men, a series fits those mutants better than a movie.
Yeah, because the movies always end up being these big set pieces, and like I miss the smaller stories from like the old X-Men cartoons and stuff.
Yeah, the X-Men's a soap opera.
Yeah.
Not an action movie.
No. There are action movie points, and like if you did it like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where you were like, okay, season 1, and then this movie happens in the summer with the blockbusters, and then we pick up after those events in season 2.
Yeah, integrated continuity is so good. It is responsible for so many of the things I like in movies. And actually, you know what? This is a portion of a little tiny rant at the end. You've heard the podcast before. Yeah. This is unlikely. People keep bitching about how, Marvel movies are just advertisements for the next movie. All this integrated continuity means you got to watch 400 hours of programming to be able to follow the plot. Go fuck yourself. I'm having a good time. Let me have a good time. Fuck you.
Well, even if you weren't and that wasn't part of it, I don't think the movies are that hard to follow.
They're not. That's the other thing. To be fair, this is just comics.
To a certain extent, but like... unless you refuse to swallow the pill that some people have superpowers for some reason, you're going to be able to follow the major thread lines through most of those movies, if not all of them.
And you don't even really need to watch most of them.
Well, I mean, but individually, I'm saying.
Yeah. And it's...
Like, if we got fucking 52 people or 97 or however many Marvel movies there are at this point... individuals who had never seen or heard of the comics and put them and made them each watch one of the movies, I'm sure they could understand what was going on.
Right. But like they complain that now at this point, you see, like, Infinity War, when, like, Star-Lord comes up and is, talking with Captain America and Thor and Iron Man. Well, now I had to have watched all the Avengers and all the Captain Americas and the Iron Mans and the Thor movies and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies to have context as to who the fuck these people are.
You don't. Funny guy, hero guy, kind of a dick but funny guy.
So on and so forth.
Yeah, God, there are tropes for a reason, you morons. Have you not read anything ever? Have you been in this media isolated bubble and don't understand how stories work? You know what? Even if
they're just looking for an excuse to complain.
I know. I thought we were doing a rant.
Fair enough.
All right.
Continue.
God, you fucked up my momentum.
I'm sorry. Even if you were in a media isolated bubble, I think that you'd find these new and interesting movies to be a cinematic thrill ride because of the colors and sounds. And men who are not really there pretending to be other people. It's the wave of the future. They call them talkies, I think.
Yeah, they used to be called soundies because they played a little piano. And pianos make sounds.
I agree with this. Wholeheartedly. Unclench, assholes. Seriously. But that
curious cat over there.
That little tiny piece of negativity aside, San Diego Comic-Con gave us some good shit this year.
Yeah,
good haul.
Not as much like variety as there usually is.
No, it's mostly movies and TV series.
But they were very comics focused. Like we're getting another Spawn movie and the Carol Danvers movie set in the 90s, and
which confuses the fuck out of me, because
they probably just needed a reason why she wasn't going to be in Infinity War.
Well, that's the thing. Why isn't she in any of those other movies?
Maybe she had to go.
Yeah, she's been in space.
Space.
Everyone's been in space.
I've been in space.
It's a whole, and then Infinity War is just everybody come back from space.
Yeah, come back from space, guys.
They ring the Earth dinner bell. Come back from space. Come back from space.
She wasn't in space, and then she heard Thanos was coming. She's like, "Fuck that," and went to space. Thanos goes away. She's like, "Oh, sweet, I come back."
Fuck it, I don't want to fight Thanos.
Who wants to fight Thanos? Like, probably need 20 guys.
Why didn't you help us?
Like 20 guys with
help us
superpowers.
fight the Chitauri in New York? I didn't want to.
I was already gone.
I didn't want to.
It's
Remember,
space.
We're forgetting Carol Danvers.
This is Carol Danvers. Fuck you. Why didn't you do it? We did. Do it better.
We're forgetting her chief character trait, bitch.
I think they're probably gonna liken likability and
she's
gonna be nicer.
They're gonna do to her what they did to Iron Man.
Yes. Yeah. Good.
Yeah. Good. I'd like an excuse to like another comics character.
Yeah. Shit. I'll take it.
Comics has to date not given me one to like Carol, so if you can manage it, fucking go do it. I think we're all set. Anything else you wanted to cover?
I was actually something was sort of brought to my attention recently from a friend of mine who works in journalism. Technically, we are broadcast journalists.
Yes, that's the term podcast.
He explained this to me as well, as though I didn't know what shits was. But, sometimes you just never think of that shit.
Well, it's the etymology of it's just, that's what it is.
Right. So in that sense, does that mean that this right here is, some permutation of a soundie?
No, we're talking. It's a talkie
Oh, it's
now.
a talkie, but with not the people.
That's true.
It's a blind talkie.
It's a blind talkie.
Well, thank you for listening to the Two Nerds Blind Talkie.
Everything's better when nerds talk about it.
Fuck it, let's get hardcore!